The LNU Lightning Complex Fire, which burned during August to October of 2020, came to 1.5 miles from my house and actually delayed my roofing job by a few days. There's my roofing contractor saving his house with his little tractor. It was the fourth largest fire in California history. It burned about 368,000 acres. The Cal Fire map is basically the bike route map that I've ridden almost every day for the last 20 years. I'm very familiar with the area. Located midway between Sacramento and San Francisco is the Vaca Valley, a mix of farms, ranches, and housing with a population just under 100,000 people. The fire started with a lightning strike in the Napa Valley, the next valley over. The Blue Ridge Range separates the Napa Valley from my valley, the Vaca Valley. The fire raced up the Blue Ridge Range in 50-mile-an-hour winds and back down the ridge into the Vaca Valley. A fire official said at times the fire was moving at 1,000 acres per hour. That's a fast wildfire. The fire even crossed the 8-lane Interstate Highway 80, where it's about 100 yards wide, shoulder to shoulder. That's a huge fire break. Didn't work though. Burning embers blew across the freeway in the heavy wind. As luck would have it, I took this photo 1 week before the fire and this one a week after the fire. Because of all my road cycling, and I used to collect oak firewood in the area, I actually got to know many of the ranch owners and people who live out there. This guy, his name is Hudson, and his brother runs his family's ranch and fruit orchards. I knew their dad, who died about 5 years ago. I was on my bike, and when I finally was able to get past this little cattle drive, Hudson apologized to me for holding me up. I told him no problem, that's one of the reasons I live here. On the left is Hudson's family's Italian plum orchard. They saved the orchard, but the neighbor's house and property across the street went to ash and cinders except for the barn. That house had 2 massive front yard terrace decks because the view was so nice. One huge terrace deck wasn't enough. The view has now changed. This house had a unique history. It was confiscated in the 1940s through Japanese internment, and it remained in the Caucasian family who acquired it for 80 years. It was a sweet little spread with a wooden entrance bridge, a barn, and a rustic cabin with a wraparound porch up against the hillside. I haven't seen the family since. There was a surprising number of homes that were saved, even surrounded by large burned trees. There's a rumor that people who refused to evacuate and help the firefighters often got their homes saved, and the ones that evacuated usually came back to nothing. But to be fair, firefighters saved a lot of homes, with or without help. Because of numerous other fires raging in California at the same time, firefighting units were stretched thinner than ever before. This guy made a huge American flag on his property so that the Cal Fire helicopters could see it. Somebody wrote some encouraging words as soon as the ground cooled off. At the Lowe's hardware store in Vacaville, Nationwide Insurance set up a mobile claims office in the parking lot. This house was tucked into a small canyon, and the owner had a collector's car in the garage that was completely destroyed along with the house. It's hard to see in this photo, but it looks like it was a 1940 Mercedes sedan. A lot of roadside trees had to be cut down. Whether they were dead or not, they posed a risk of falling over when the California winter rains finally come. Even before the rains, there's a little green already visible. And the rains will come. It does rain here. And the creeks will rise. They always do. And maybe someday this will look like this again.